Okay, so today we're going to be talking about the sexualization of children and how it is gaining a lot of attention and some very scary things going on with it. Now, this is not something new. A lot of these things have been happening over the years and they gain a little bit of attention and then it goes away. But in light of, I guess, a lot more things happening, some old events are resurfacing and people are kind of putting all these things together and it's creating a lot more outrage, and justifiably. I mean, some of this stuff is pretty sick and some of it's very questionable. So the first one we're going to look at is the Poppy Troll doll from the Trolls movies that have come out. And this one is very new. This is one of the more recent ones. So the DreamWorks Trolls World Tour Giggle Singin' Poppy Troll doll, introduced by Hasbro, has a strategically placed button between its legs that giggles when the doll is placed in a seating position. Several posts on Facebook and change.org describe the button as located on the doll's private parts and suggest it is designed as part of an effort to groom young children for sex. So here it is. Here's the doll. And I watched the video on it, a couple. And yeah, basically you fold the doll's legs up and she has a button right where her genitals would be. And you push it and she makes multiple different noises such as gasps, giggles, like whoops and different noises. And it's kind of disturbing. Why does a kid's toy have a button right there that makes like pleasurable gasping, whooping sounds? It's very odd and disturbing. Definitely questionable to say the least. So a woman posted a video, saying that this is, grooming kids for sex trafficking, and is very upset. She says the doll sings when her tummy's touched, but that when a button between the doll's legs is pressed, it makes a gasping sound, and when you touch her privates. And she said to her, it's just like sexual sounds, and it's disturbing. She said, there are some things where I thought maybe, that you're like naive about stuff going on and it's never going to happen to you, she says in the video, and are they really grooming our kids? So she was upset about that, and people were saying, this is something being used to over sexualize children and desensitize them to it. So Hasbro ends up, there's a petition to pull the doll down. People are very upset about this, but then Hasbro responds, and here's what they say about it. They say the feature was designed to react when the doll was seated, but we recognize the placement of the sensor. It may be perceived as inappropriate. Hasbro Senior Vice President said Thursday, this was not intentional, and we are happy to provide consumers with a replacement Poppy doll of similar value. Okay, so we get on to the fact check here, and I'll discuss Hasbro's response in a second. The fact check on this claim that this doll has the button on the privates and is meant to groom children for sex. They fact check that, right? And they go and they say, our researchers show that the doll does have a giggle button located in an area that could be referred to as near its private parts. It would be misleading, however, to suggest that the design was deliberately linked to grooming children for sex. Hasbro says the button placement was not intentional, but recognizes that it may be perceived as inappropriate. So we rate this claim that the doll was designed to groom children as partly false based on research. Okay, first off, they say a button located in an area that could be referred to its private parts. For real, I understand it's a cartoon and it's a troll and it's not a real creature or person, but they're designed in the same, general anatomical shape as people. They have a head, arms, legs, body, torso, whatever. And right between their legs is a button where every human being's genitals are. And when you push the button, it makes those noises. So yes, while maybe those trolls don't have private parts, as you say, it's pretty easy to connect the dots there and say that's where it's at on this doll. I mean, what's a kid going to think when they look at this and push that button? So they go on to say, too, that it would be misleading to say that it was deliberately linked to grooming children for sex. That may be true. It may not. It may have been unintentional, like Hasbro said. Hasbro said that the button was put there so when you spread the doll's legs and sit it down on the desk or the table or whatever you got there, that it makes the noises when you sit it down. Seems like a weird I don't know what do those noises have to do with sitting down, and what is the point of that? And granted, maybe it was unintentional on the whole part of, Hasbro releasing the toy. As a company, that's not what they wanted, but who knows who all involved is in the process of making each individual toy? I don't know. Could someone or a group of people involved have, designed it with that intention? Yes. Maybe it was a mistake and it was meant for sitting down. Maybe people didn't really think too much about it. It could be either one. So my point is, when saying that this statement is false because Hasbro just said it was an accident, you don't know that either. The honest answer in that scenario would be, we don't know. We don't know why it was put there. We can only, if you want to assume Hasbro did it as an accident, that's one thing. It could be intentional as well. We don't know unless we get into the specifics of who designed the toy and the process of its, making. But we'll move on from that one. But that was the first controversy. That was the one, or that was the more recent one. So this one kind of takes us back in time a little bit. This is the Poopsy Slime Doll carton. And yes, that is a weird, nasty name. I am not sure why this was a popular toy. So I'll read you the story on this one. Parents are expressing outrage online after rediscovering an issue from 2018 that involves Poopsy Slime Surprise Dolls. Some cans came with a Poopsy, I can't even say it with a straight face, a Poopsy Slime Surprise that had a phone number on the side that actually went to an adult phone sex line. Now parents are expressing their outrage about what happened online all over again, and this is, in wake of the Trolls Poppy doll, the LOL Surprise Dolls, which we'll get to in a second, McDonald's Japan Cups, never heard of them, maybe worth looking into, and Rick and Morty TV show. So here's the Poopsy doll. There's the carton in the back that had the phone number. Those ugly looking things, aren't they? So in late 2018, Florida family was shocked when they realized the phone number printed on a can shaped like a milk carton came with a Poopsy Slime Surprise toy that went to a phone sex line. The toy was at the top of many children's Christmas lists that year. The Poopsy Slime Surprise Pack came in different varieties where you just unwrap the tin, take out the toy poop smoosh, and put it back when you're done. The packs came in varieties like Unicorn, Panda, and Bessie Cow Pie, and sometimes include other items like a keychain. So these people here found a phone number on the milk carton from the Bessie Cow Pie toy. And they tested the number and confirmed, or WPTV also tested the number and confirmed that it does link to a phone sex line with a message you'll hear when you call that says, "Want me to send you a sexy pic of me?" in an adult female voice there. Here's a video. A video was made at the time showing what happened when the phone number was called. You can watch the video. It appears to have been originally shared by this person right here, according to the name at the top of the video. So, the company offered exchanges here is what it says. But essentially, it was they have different rarities because you don't know what you're going to get. So you would buy one, you don't know what you're going to get. Most people would get, like, I don't know, maybe the donkey or something, or the unicorn. But the cow was more of a rare one, so not as many people were exposed to this. And apparently that was the only one that the phone number was on, was this cow. So they made exchanges and whatnot. But that is crazy right there, right? Again, the company didn't seem like they knew what was going on. It was like, oh no, we're issuing refunds, exchanges, whatever. But somewhere along the line, someone in the process of creating that toy slipped in that phone number onto the carton, and either someone who was supposed to check it didn't, or maybe the person who was supposed to check it was along with that. All I'm saying is, in the production of these toys, like with the Troll Doll, like with this thing, it may not be what the company stands for, but again, you have to be accountable for what you put out. But someone somewhere did put this on there intentionally. Most likely. Again, there's the chance that they put a random phone number. But what are the odds that, it comes out to be a sex hotline? So, again, very sketchy stuff going on with these kids' toys. The next one we have are the LOL Surprise Dolls. And this one went viral because for a couple reasons, but mainly when you dip them in water, there's a surprise that happens, and apparently they come out dressed in lingerie after you dip them in water, something like that. So they finally responded to the viral videos that swept through the internet this week, demonstrating how some of its dolls change color when dipped in cold water. Some of the color changes were seen as flagrantly inappropriate, with markings resembling lingerie underwear. The feature is not new, but it seemed to come as a shock to many parents because they hadn't, dipped the toys in water before. MGA, the toy company, when asked, or which has been inundated on social media by customers asking for answers, says it hears the criticism loud and clear. LOL Surprise is a fashion-forward doll brand designed to be fun and expressive. We work very hard to be a brand that listens and adapts to our fans' requests. We acknowledge feedback. We have implemented a comprehensive corrective measure. Okay, basically a bunch of crap that doesn't answer anything. Okay. The water feature first went viral as early as 2019 when a Reddit user noted that the cold water made her 3-year-old doll look like a hooker. The new videos that made the rounds this week were aided by the use of increasingly prevalent hashtags. Again, the Save the Children hashtag, which has been popping up. LOL Surprise dolls are known for their large eyes and multi-layered packaging that turns unboxing into an event, and were named by Adobe as the hottest Christmas toy of the 2018 season. So, okay. So again, something that, that the response to this from the toy maker was, that it's expressive. They're making toys that are expressive. I hear a lot of this, this is just a form of expression. This is just some form of, kids, I guess, expressing themselves. I don't know. It's these weird answers and weird responses to these things. It's just bizarre. And people will come out and make arguments in defense and against this. They'll say, well, it's not really lingerie. The dolls are naked too. And then all these things. There's so many. It's still sketchy, right? It's right there on the line of that seems to be a little too much for kids. You're marketing these to children, and children are inquisitive, right? They ask questions. They want to know about things. Oh, accidentally went back there. And with this, you have like the troll doll, you have the Poopsy Slime. What's a kid gonna ask about like a button being on the genitals there and like giggling, thinking, laughing? Kid might have questions about that. Or with the Poopsy Slime Dolls, like calling that number, like what's a sexy pic, that kind of thing. You're exposing children to these things that are outright wrong or right there on the limit, if anything, at the absolute best, and at the absolute worst, it's something you don't even want to think about. So that's kind of the controversy with a lot of the toys coming out. And there's been more. You've had the pole dancing, what was it, Barbie or something like that. You've had toys over the years that have had sexual, leanings to them, or designed for very young children. And then we get into stuff like this with the Netflix Cuties controversy. And also, I want to throw into this, like, you have the things where people were posting videos of children dressing up in drag and doing sexual dances and having children present at very sexually provocative dance events and things, and it's very, very disturbing and makes you very uncomfortable to even talk about or see clips of or look into and research. It's very disturbing. And Netflix recently faced a bunch of controversy because of this film called Cuties. Now, if you look here at the right, where my mouse is here on this image, this was the original cover for this film that hasn't even come out yet. It's supposed to come out September 19th. And those are supposed to be 11-year-olds dressed in extremely provocative clothes and striking very provocative poses, supposed to be part of a dance group. And then people read the description and were very, very upset. It was, they might have it down here, I don't remember the exact words, but it was definitely questionable and about what this film was about. There was a lot of backlash, so they changed it, I think, to this cover image or one like this that doesn't look as provocative. But the thing is, the movie's still the same movie. And people are coming out defending it, and people are coming out attacking it. If you watch the trailer, I don't know how you are coming out defending this. I don't want to watch it again. That it was not something that I think needs to be on TV or anywhere for that matter. So I'll get into what they say the controversy is here, and different articles say different things. We'll see what they say here. So the Cuties Netflix film controversy. The show is about a black Muslim girl who comes from a background where nudity is a sin. However, she aspires to be a dancer and crosses the limits of her religion. The controversy is about sexualizing kids with revealing outfits. So, people claim the poster launch of Cuties film represents girls in uncomfortable postures. They're sexualizing the kids in the movie, and people made a petition against this. Netflix reacted to the comments with a diplomatic tweet saying they apologize for sexualizing the women. However, it is a French film awarded by the Sundance Film Festival. That makes it okay, right? The angry netizens canceled their subscriptions for sexualizing the kids, but they didn't stop there. Once one of the users dropped news of the New York Times, wherein the founder of Sundance was found guilty of molesting a child. Okay, so that's more on the argument of that there. People come out defending it, saying she's a French Senegalese black woman mining her experience. The film comments on the hypersexualization of pre-adolescent girls, disappointed to see the current discourse. So a lot of defense about this is them saying someone is just finding their identity. They're expressing themselves. Again, I see that word a lot, expressing. It's just expressing who you are and what you are made to be without people or religions or cultures holding you back from what you are on the inside, right? That's what we see right now. It's all about expressing yourself and your true self, what you really are. So, that is the lamest excuse ever for defending a movie that sexualizes children, right? I don't even know what to say to that. Like, if you really want to know what the movie's about and make an opinion for yourself, I'm not saying go watch the movie, but just the trailer of the movie should make it clear that this is not something that needs to be out there. This is like, do we want to encourage pedophilia? Is that what we want to encourage? Because it seems like that's the route we're going down with a lot of things, or at least, push more people towards that. I don't know. It's upsetting, disturbing, and this kind of stuff, it seems to be getting worse and worse. Like, these companies or these filmmakers or these groups, whatever they may be, it's like, let's see how far we can push it this time. Maybe we can go a little farther than last time. Some backlash comes out, they back off, try again next time, push it a little farther, and then push and push and push and push, and you get stuff like this. And there's all kinds of, conspiracies and claims out there. There are people that, are claiming that this sexualization of children is at a larger scale than we even know, and that, child sex trafficking is at an extreme high. There are people that claiming it doesn't exist at all. And I mean, there is evidence of it. There are times it happens. I mean, just look at everything that happened with Epstein and, the abuse of the children and kids that were taken there. There's also a lot of child sex trafficking overseas. I don't know about here in the States as much, but there are groups dedicated to helping get young people and kids out of those situations. I don't know. Again, there's a lot we probably don't know, and a lot people speculate on, and there's different degrees in different areas, I'm sure. But the thing is, if it is proven to be a problem in at least some places, this shouldn't be the type of thing we're promoting, because it can lead to more of that, and no one should want that. If you do, you're a sick, messed up person. So But that is all we are going to talk about for this segment. This one is bound to make people mad. I'm sure it's nasty and disgusting. I hate it. But yeah, I still can't believe that people come out and make excuses and defend things by claiming, it's a form of expression or it was an accident. It wasn't meant for this. Can no one own up to anything, really? But anyway, that is all for this segment. Thank you all for tuning in. We will see you in the next one. Just have a good one.